Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and today I'm going to take you on an e-bike ride to a place where I'll take off my Mini 2 drone, and we'll look at an intersection where they're doing construction and block traffic for people of my community getting from here into town, which was a real roadblock. So here's my path I'm going to take on my e-bike, and just take the roads, and then right there's a road across the farmer's field, and that's where I'll take off the drone. Now the reason for this, the morning of this video, that's the normal route that everybody takes in the town, but they were going to close the right-hand lane at that intersection right there, or the westbound lane I should say. And so everybody had to come there and then turn right and go an extra mile down the road that way. And there's a four-way stop, and it just caused all kinds of congestion. Cars were backed up. Well, you'll see here in a minute. But while I'm riding over there, and I'll tell you a story about, since how it's Valentine's weekend, that I'm making this my Valentine's memory, okay? Some people could say why I hate Valentine's Day, but that's not true. Anyway, between my third grade and fourth grade, my folks moved from the country into town. They were in Seattle, Washington, and so I was the new guy in the class. And so as the year went by, I was in class with all the kids that had been there since first grade, But we all became good friends, and then. Well, about the time Valentine's Day came, the teacher said, now, if you want to have a little party, we'll have a party at the end of the school day, and we'll have cupcakes and Kool-Aid, and if you buy cards, Valentine cards, you can hand them out and exchange cards with all your friends and everything. So that sounded like a lot of fun. So my mom took me to by the way, she sent home a list of everybody in the class, and so my mom took me to the dime store. We bought a package of Valentine cards, and back then they were real simple cards. I mean, didn't have any heroes like we got these days. So it said "Kiss Me" and "Love" and "Forever Yours" and stuff like that on the Valentine's card, and they were pretty simple. So on the night before Valentine's Day, my mom sat down with me and that list, and I remember the cards came with an envelope. And so I would pick out the cards I wanted Bill to get and John to get, and I didn't care much about what the girls got back then. And then filled out the names on all the envelopes, and then put the cards in the envelopes. And then my mom, she gave me a shoebox to carry them to school in. And so I packed them all in there, and I was pretty excited. The next day we went to school. All the kids were excited because we were going to have a party at the end of the day. And so the teacher said, now put that box underneath your chair and do not mess with it until the end of the day. The last half hour of the day we were going to have our party. So we did that, and I remember when we first recess came, we were all excited, and we came back in, and there was that box sitting under my chair. And then lunch came, we all went out and came back excited. That box was still sitting underneath the chair waiting for the party. And then the afternoon recess came, and that box was still sitting there underneath my chair. Now this road right here is where at about 7 o'clock in the morning on the day I took this video, cars were lined up, and I'll show you how far they were lined up to as soon as we get zoomed up there. So anyway, came time, about a half an hour before school was out. School was out at 3, so somewhere around 2:30, he just said, okay, you can get your boxes out and walk around the room and hand out your cards to the people, on their desk. Lay the card on their desk, and then just be courteous, and let's just take our time. And so I took my box, took the lid off, and started walking around the room. And now right there, that corner right there, there's a four-way stop, and you had to make a left-hand turn, and the traffic was backed up on that road too. But you had to make a left-hand turn there. So it took 45 minutes to get into town for what would normally be a 10-minute drive. So all along here, cars were backed up clear to the intersection where they were doing the construction. Anyway, so as I walked around the room, I laid the cards down, and cards were beginning to pile up on everybody's desk, and I looked over at mine. Didn't have any cards laying there yet, and we kept walking around and laying cards down and getting excited for the party. And I look over at my desk. Still didn't have any cards yet, but it still had some time. And walking around and looking at now you can see here down in the intersection, you can see the backhoe down there. He's loading up a dump truck with dirt, and he'll take that dirt over to the right-hand side, dump it. And supposedly it was supposed to take Thursday and Friday, 2 days to get this all done. I don't know. I haven't checked to see if it's done yet or not, but hopefully it is by now. So anyway, everybody was making that right-hand turn instead of going into town on the normal route. So finally, my box was empty, and I walked over to my desk, and I sat down and didn't have a Valentine's card on my desk at all. While everybody else was opening up their little envelopes and looking at the cards and smiling and saying things, thank you, and all that kind of stuff. And I was sitting there with my cupcake and my Kool-Aid. Now, there goes that pickup truck, or that dump truck, and that pile of dirt there, that's where it's piling the dirt. I got to dig the hole up and they're laying water piping. See that blue pipe there that they're laying. So anyway, I sat there with my cupcake and my Kool-Aid and enjoyed myself and watched everybody else have their little party and look at their cards. So that was my Valentine's Day in the 4th grade. Years later, when I became a teacher and realized that back then there was no computers or anything like that, and so the teacher had to type all the names onto a list on a mimeograph master, and then they put it on a machine and they print off all the copies that they wanted. And so the teacher did that, and somehow or another, I realized then that she had just happened to miss my name when she was making the list up. So everybody got a list without my name on it. And so everybody gave cards to everybody but me. And so as we land, that's my story of why I don't hate Valentine's Day. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.